Okay, so from day one, I wanted to be in law enforcement. I didn't know in what capacity.
After I graduated, I looked, with many different agencies, so tried to get on with Portland and Gresham, Milwaukee.
I came from a law enforcement family, so I grew up watching my father work in law enforcement.
I wanted to relocate to a area that provided a better quality of life for my family.
And through a series of life events, things changed, and I started studying something else and became a mom and started a family.
But there was a time where there was a large influx of individuals that were trying to get into law enforcement. So even though I was making the cut, I wasn't getting the interviews, I wasn't getting the follow-on. So I got frustrated with it and focused more on my military aspect with it.
And on a daily basis, I was exposed to the service that a law enforcement position provides to a community.
I am prior military, so I enjoy a structured environment to work at. I enjoy working outdoors.
And realized really quickly that I wasn't happy, and I wanted something a little more fulfilling. And so I went back to my roots and finished up my bachelor's degree in criminal justice, and here I am.
So after I, did all my military stuff and, ended up retiring, I wanted to come back to my roots and try it again, because I did thrive in that structured environment. I have a good way with, dealing with a wide variety of people in a vast different environments, and I wanted to now come back and give back to my community.
So I wanted a community that had a lot of involvement, and so in looking at APD, they had a clear community policing model. It was clear that they networked with local agencies and resources. They were out in the community doing community events.
To take my military background and now apply it towards the criminal justice piece was like a dream come true.
The hiring process was quick, honest, and effective. There was no applying and waiting around for months without a response. My prior skills, education, and time in service were considered during the process. Starting wages and benefits were very competitive with my prior agency.
And then throughout the process, the hiring lieutenant at that time was in constant email communication. It's certainly a lengthy process, but I was never left wondering what was going to happen next. The 16-week academy was certainly a new process. It was, I've never been in the military or anything like that, and so I wasn't sure what to expect. I was fortunate enough to live nearby, and they don't require you to stay, so I was still able to maintain that balance of family life and be at academy every morning at 0500 hours or sooner.
My field training process consisted of a 12-week training program. I had a week of orientation, then I was cycled through 4 different field training officers in a 5-phase program.
I think one of the things, being a perfectionist personally, through the FTEP process, you literally get a report card every single shift. And so there's going to be days where you struggle, and that's totally expected, especially coming into this with zero experience in law enforcement. You're rated as a veteran officer would be. And so there were days where, I wouldn't get the numbers that I wanted, and you just got to pick yourself up and keep going. And none of my FTOs ever dwelled on any mistake that I made.
The shifts rotate on a 12-hour shift, and we work with approximately 7 partners, if not more.
I was quite surprised when I started at APD just with how busy. There's always calls for service, so the officers are constantly busy, and there is certainly a high property crime rate here, but you're getting such diverse calls that you can go from a person crime to cold theft that happened 3 days ago to a runaway. There's just such diversity in your day, and you never have the same type of day.
I like the close-knit ties between everybody within the department. There is no separation between a community service officer, patrol, and detectives. It is amazing to me that when I come out to a car crash or something else, that we come together as a team.
APD certainly supports professional development. I know that anytime I've expressed interest in a particular training or gaining some sort of new skill, I've always been supported in that.
Albany Police Department is a professional agency that promotes a good quality working environment and gives you resources and personnel needed to get the job done right and safely.
So this is the type of community that, I foresee spending the rest of my life in. I'm happy to see my kids grow up in. It's very family oriented, family based.
Ironically, even during arrests and things of that nature, where I may not be having the most positive contact with an individual, I've actually gotten compliments about APD or about how they've been treated in the past or by me, and thanked me for my service while I'm placing handcuffs on them. So I thought those are things that I certainly didn't anticipate on a day-to-day basis.
After spending over 18 years in the law enforcement field, I think some of the best qualities that a law enforcement employee can have is having that positive attitude, that because you bring a positive energy to every situation you're in. There can be a lot of negative, and it's so important that we bring that energy, that positive energy, to every situation that we handle.
I thoroughly enjoy what I do, and not everybody can say that about their job.
If you're working throughout the community and you see some of the gang graffiti that's on a fence, and you're able to work with that property owner to get it cleaned up, and you have one of the neighbors come up and say, you know what, that's a great job, thanks for doing that for me. That's what it's all, it's the thank yous, it's the passion of me giving back to the community and the community in turn showing their support for us as a whole for the Albany Police Department. That's the best job in the world. I mean, who doesn't want that, right?
Are you someone committed to professionalism and service? Are you interested in being part of a community and an exceptionally dedicated team? Consider joining us here at the Albany Police Department.